I was started to talk, there are one important aspect we need to apply anything to dealing with the mental perceptions. One is the practice and the second one is the detachment to let go, abhyasa and vairagya. And now come to context. What will happen whenever we apply this practice to let go? So those are first time here. If you want to listen back whatever I talked before, you can check in my channels, YouTube or Instagram. So now come to the context. Okay. Now I know my minds are get filters, my minds have colored, my minds have some sort of impurities. I need to deal with this, removing these impurities so that I'm experiencing some sort of mental clarity. So the minds develop the clarity, and this clarity help you to perceive things as it is. So that's why we need to first learn to make a right perception, to perceive things outside world as it is. So, and last week I was started to talk a little bit about the 4 stages of the experiential level or momentary liberations whenever you apply practice and detachments. So that's what Patanjali said, Vitarka, Vichara, ananda and asmita, rupa. These are 4 stages we might experience whenever we apply things. Okay, come back to this example, what my favorite story, the cheesecake story. I have a craving towards the cheesecake. Everybody here always have something to attach. Remember, this attachment and aversions, it can be both. Some people have too much attached to certain things, or you have aversion to certain things. Aversion means something you doesn't like. You are ignoring. You want. Today's weather are exceptionally beautiful for Berlin. So, some people have aversion for the weather, but you cannot change the weather. If the weather is great, it's great. Sometimes, like in a working place, you have a colleagues like a very, very unfriendly colleagues. You cannot change you cannot kick out because you are not the boss. Sometimes in our life we have circumstances like that, conditions, and that conditions, attachment and aversions, cravings and rejection. This category all creating a lot of impurities in our mind. That's creating so much disturbances for the mental health. Okay, let's take the story of the cheesecake. So I have a craving towards the cheesecake. So I know last week I talked that 2 important in the first beginning of the liberation is first, okay, I have attachments and craving towards the cheesecake. What I have to do then? Okay, I need to apply some methods. Okay, I'm going to the cafe, not bringing the wallet. The moment I apply that, the first step, very beginning step, if I go to my favorite cafe without my wallet, what will come naturally? I'm not happy. So if especially you're dealing with something cravings, something you really like, for example, your favorite jewelry, whatever, something, okay, and then suddenly somebody steal it and you miss it. It's not. Then you are really obsessed with that, or maybe your partner. Anything in a relationship, we have so much things that get fight and discomfort because of this kind of attachment and aversions. The first very beginning that when you want to let go, you get so much negative emotion, negative thoughts appear. And last week I said that Vitarka means the moment you start dealing with that, okay, I want to let go of my cheesecake cravings towards the cheesecake, and then I'm going to the cafe without bringing my wallet. The moment I'm in the cafe, I get all kind of negative emotions, negative thoughts, I get tight, all kind of reactions coming. In that moment, I have to observe, I have to analyze all kind of these reflections coming. This is we call self-analysis in the very outer layer, in a gross layer, in a bigger layer. This is we call Vitarka. So when you're doing this frequently, okay, this is my cravings, I'm doing this, okay, not one day, I'm doing, okay, I'm just, okay, for the next 2 months, I'm going to the cafe without bringing the wallet, just to see how my minds and emotion coming. The more and more I'm doing, I'm become more familiarized with this all kind of negative emotion, negative thoughts appearing. This is the Vitarka. Once these Vitarka are dissolving and come to this next stage called Vichara. Vitarka and Vichara, it's something similar but in a very subtle. Vichara means something subtle. Let's say this example, I have a craving towards the cheesecake, and then slowly I realize after 1 month, or let's say after 2 months, this practice, what I will develop is, and now automatically I'm going to the cafe, I'm not bringing my wallet, but I don't have any more this kind of a tightness, irritation anymore. These kind of a negative thoughts, negative emotions are already dissolved. And I'm developing some sort of a, some more subtle way. I feel suddenly, this craving, these tensions, the tightness are no more there. It's in a very subtle level, you have some sort of a freedom in the subtle level. So Vitarka and Vichara is both are same things, direction, but the first one is much more the presence of the negative reflections, and then Vichara is much more you started getting you release from these negative reflections. Like you stuck with the spider web, and suddenly you realize the spider web releasing you, and you feel a little bit release. And for example, one of the great example I can give, last 2 weeks I was coughing too terribly. Once the cough stopped, and then I can lay down in my bed, I can sleep. The first night, I feel, oh my God, there are no cough. This is the Vichara. Means it's not gross level, because the gross level means I'm still coughing, I'm taking all the medicines, but I cannot lay down flat on my bed, but I need to lay down almost like in the plane, halfway, so that my cough not coming. Mentally I'm struggling a little bit, but this kind of a negative struggles there, this is the Vitarka. But I'm still doing direction there. But once these negative things are crumbled, and then something like liberated from these negative, something I feel like ease, that is the Vichara. And these two things are closely related, because when these two happening, that means we are ready to apply the next step. So come back to my story, the cheesecake story. The next step is what I can do that, okay, now my negative reaction not coming anymore, but I don't stop there, because if you stop there, the cravings will come back again. So what you have to do that, for example, I still go to the cafe, now I'm bringing my wallet. I'm making experiment. Okay, I'm bringing my wallet, I have money, I can buy the cakes, but see anything coming from inside. In this is a critical conditions that you are in a trial and error how your senses are craving towards that whatever attachment and aversions. And if it's still in the good directions, in the next phase, the second phase, Vichara phase, means you continue of your practice, that means it's developing. So today, clear, understand everybody what I'm talking about? So today I want, those have been last week, you can recall